Hello my friends, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to the channel if you're a returning subscriber. My name is Sophie, I am the Midwest Magician, and in today's video I'm going to show you my ritual for a home cleansing. So typically on a regular basis I do a lot of smoke cleanses, not just for the energetic benefits, but I do really enjoy the smell of incense or rosemary or whatever it is that I'm burning for that day. However, this ritual is going to be a lot more in-depth than that. We're going to be including a lot of different elements, not just to get rid of any unwanted or stagnant energy, but also to be bringing in energies that we do want to introduce into the home. So to get started with that, typically the first thing I do is make myself a cleansing spray. And this is what I use after everything is done to start inviting those energies in. So let me show you what I use for that spray. So of course you're going to need a spray bottle to start. To my bottle, I'm adding some rose quartz crystal chips. I'm adding in frankincense essential oil. I'm adding in tea tree essential oil. And then I will be adding in lavender essential oil. And this recipe is so easy. The next thing that I use is just a little bit of witch hazel, and then I top it off with water. Now, use what works best for you, whatever energies that you want to bring into your home, whatever scents that you're going to be bringing in to invite new energies back in once everything is cleansed. So do what works best for you. So now that we have our spray made, the first part of the actual cleansing ritual is putting on some kind of music. Typically for myself, I'll go and find a meditation music that matches the vibe that I want my house to feel like. There's a million of them on YouTube. I sometimes even just put on like a lo-fi mix. It really just depends on the vibe that I'm trying to bring in, but that's usually the first thing I'll do is get some music going. I apologize if you hear any little click-clacks in the background. Hazel really wanted to be involved in the room with the cleansing ritual. But the next step, once we have our music going, I like to take bells and go around the house, all around the house, and ring my bells in all of the corners, anywhere, imagine if you will, anywhere in your house that would collect dust. Cat hair, any kind of surprises. I try to get sound in that area. I try to get the bells in to break up any of that stagnant energy, anything that's unwanted. And typically for me, the corners of the room is where that stagnation happens. So bells, while our music is going, is the next step. If you don't have bells, don't feel discouraged, because there are a million other things that you can do to break up the energy with sound. If you have a singing bowl, you can play that throughout the corners of your house and get all of that energy moving. If you don't have anything, you can go ahead and just clap your hands. Clap your hands. I've done that to get rid of, like, when I think there's a spirit that I don't want around, I'll clap my hands at it so fast and so aggressively. But you can also clap your hands at any stagnant and unwanted energy. If you have like any dishes or bowls that are not breakable, you can take a fork and clang on the pots and pans, clang on your dishes, really any kind of sound just to break up the energy. Once all of that stagnant energy is broken up, I like to pull out my broom. Hang on, let me get it for you. I'm a mess, y'all. I'm a mess. So I just got this one. It's brand new to me. This is gonna be the first time I use it in an energy cleansing. Mason really loves it. He likes to chew on the bristles because it's natural and it's not a plastic broom, which is what I usually use. But I will go and again, start in the corners of the house and sweep it out and away, and then finally right out the front door or the back door, just depending on where we are in the house. So sweep all of that stagnant energy out of the room that you're working on. Another tip too, if you can spare it, while you're sweeping that energy, sprinkle some salt on the floor and sweep it with the energy. It kind of helps. First of all, salt is really cleansing, but for me, I'm somebody that has a hard time visualizing things in my mind. So I do a lot of sympathetic magic, and I do a lot of things that I can see in the physical. And for me, it really helps that with that salt, I'm imagining the bad energy being swept away. So that's a tip. Either way, if you can visualize or cannot visualize, salt it on the floor while you're sweeping it is always going to be a great way to get some unwanted energy out. So the next thing I do might be a little bit overkill for some people, but I really enjoy it. When I do a deep cleansing, I want to hit all of my bases. I want everything covered. So I grab a spray bottle that is half of vinegar and half water, and I will just spritz it around the air. I'll spray it on any furniture that I have just to get, again, any unwanted energies out. Vinegar is so cleansing as well. So I just want that all in the air, and it will stink for a little bit, but once it's dry, you can't smell it. You can't smell it at all. And also, in a second, we're gonna be doing our smoke cleanse anyways, so you won't smell the vinegar for very long if that is something that you choose to do. Okay, and that brings us to our smoke cleanse. Now, I know a lot of people are really adverse to white sage, so I'm not gonna recommend that. I do personally have some, so I use what I have until it's gone. But you can use incense, you can use rosemary, you can use cedar, patchouli, any herb that you want and that will make you feel like your home is cleansed. Typically for cleansing, I like to go with protective herbs. I do like the sage for like a full energetic reset just because we're resetting everything. And sage is like a spiritual bleach. If you smoke some sage in a house, everything's gone. And that's why we bring more energies in at the end. For today's cleansing specifically, I'm gonna be using this garden sage and rosemary bundle that I made myself from my own garden. So I'm very excited. It's really tiny, but it's really powerful. So I'm excited to use this and show you guys. So the next thing that I do, we're almost done, I promise. It's in depth, but it's worth it. The next thing that I do, I'm bringing back my Florida water. I take some Florida water and I will go and I will clean around all of my windows and around my door frame. And that just keeps the energy out. The energy that we just got rid of, we're locking it out. This is how I lock my windows and doors, with some Florida water. See, I use it a lot. I use it a lot. The last thing that I do is I go through with my cleansing spray, and I will spray all over as long as there's no animals, because we use essential oils. So typically I'll put the cats in another room. The dogs are usually playing on the couch with themselves anyways, or I'll put them outside. But I spray all of those good vibes that I spent all my love and energy making to bring in the good vibes. I'll turn up that music and I will dance. I love dancing at the end of a cleansing because it brings in all of those happy energies that I want around my house anyways. And an honorable mention too, you can make a little sachet bag filled with herbs and different crystals or whatever you want to put in it just to keep that energy, that positive energy going. So what I'll do, I'll get a little sachet, I'll put in a selenite crystal just to keep it cleansed. I'll put in a rose quartz for love. I'll put in a clear quartz just to amplify everything. I'll put rose petals and lavender, and I like to put patchouli in it for protection, and I'll just throw it anywhere, like obviously where the animals don't get it, but I'll put it up so it keeps the good vibes going. But that is what I do. That's my full energy reset, my house cleansing, my deep cleansing. And as always, please feel free, just adjust anything that doesn't work for you. Make it fit your lifestyle, use the things that you already have, and don't feel like you have to go out and buy things. Use what you have. It's the best way to go. But I'm gonna go ahead and insert footage of me doing the cleansing if you wanna watch it. If not, thank you so much for making it this far in the video. Again, my name is Sophie, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Really quick, you guys, before I show you the footage, I am not gonna be including me doing the Florida water on my windows and doors, just because I don't really want people to see my front yard and maybe figure out where I live. I'm a little paranoid about that. So, sorry, but trust and believe, trust and believe that I'm using my Florida water. So here I am picking out my meditation music for my cleansing. I'm going to go ahead and ring all of our bells throughout the entire room. I like to kind of just fling them around. It's a lot of fun actually to go and ring them all over. And then I'm going to bring out the broom and sweep all that energy. I'm so sorry it's going towards you. I am not giving you any of the bad energy, any of the unwanted stuff. I'm not giving it to you. It's just going past the camera. And I obviously have to ride the broomstick a little bit because we are witches after all. And I don't know why, but I felt really called. I've never done this before, but I felt called to kind of get the energy out of the air as well. Here we go with our vinegar and water spray, getting the furniture, getting the corners, getting the little chairs around the table. And there's one for you. And here is my sage bundle, my homemade sage. I'm gonna go ahead and get the corners. And honestly, I'm the type of person with my cleansings that I think the smoke goes to where it needs to go to, where it's being drawn to. So I'm not gonna worry too much about getting every last nook and cranny. I think the smoke will go to where the negative energy is and cleanse it out. And I had to relight it. Sometimes it runs out of gas there in the middle of a cleansing, but that is okay. Easy fix. And just get the last of the room. Some for you as well, some like ASMR smoke cleanse just for you. Off to the Florida water. And here is my cleansing spray, bringing in all of the good energies and dancing around the room as I do it. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.